3, 2, 1.
All right, what's up, guys? So as I promised, we are here in Muscle Beach. We're going to do a historic tour of Muscle Beach, talk about bodybuilding history, and I couldn't think of a better place to start than this Arnold mural over here. This tribute was made to him in 1976 based on the whole Muscle Beach history, because really he contributed to pumping iron and everything that made bodybuilding what it is today, the mainstream art. And we're going to take a journey to see the history of bodybuilding, how it started. We're going to take a look at the good old iconic beach, and afterwards we're going to look at some of the storefronts, check out the old Gold's Gym, and then we're going to check out the new Gold's Gym, have some videos. So this is going to be like a whole bodybuilding history lesson. So stay with us. It's Venice Beach. Let's take a look and let's walk down the strip. You'll see right around the corner is the Muscle Beach Gym. We're going to be training here today. So the beach, Muscle Beach, is $10 entry fee. We're going to see whether it's worth it or not. So this is going to be one of the first steps. So why don't you guys take a walk with me as we look around Venice Beach, Muscle Beach. As you can see, there's all these souvenir shops. We have a ton of Arnold tees over here. We have some basketball courts, which is really cool. So you can see here the Venice Beach Athletic Center, City of Los Angeles Recreational. They're the ones that manage this park, which is still cool because they're upkeeping it. Now, I've heard a lot of complaints, but to me, this looks pretty good so far. I don't see too much, poverty here. I think looks like a great place to be just to get fit. And this is pretty cool. You got a ton of stores like this, and what's cooler than this guy? Hey Jen, my camera. Bigger than me? We finally made it. We're in front of the historic Muscle Beach. Gonna do a little bit of a workout here, but before I do, I just want to get a quick segue in and talk about this place. So we talked about the Santa Monica Pier being the original Muscle Beach. This was the Muscle Beach that actually got started up in about 1960 after Santa Monica no longer wanted Muscle Beach. And of course, with Joe Gold and everyone participating in bodybuilding at that time, this is really the catalyst to the beginning of commercialization of bodybuilding. So as a bodybuilding historian, as a competitor, as someone who loves the sport, it's so important to be here today. And I just want to kind of dispel the myth that this is a shitty gym. So I'm going to work out here. I think it's a great gym. Just a couple things I wanted to point out. Right here, you have your Hall of Fame, right? You can see the machines. They are a little bit weathered, but that doesn't make it bad. I mean, if you guys know me, if you see my gym review videos of Frenchies and gyms in New York, I love weathered machines. I love weathered gyms. This is history for sure. And this is, a big part of bodybuilding. Again, kudos to everybody that laid the groundwork to make bodybuilding industry grow, the bodybuilding industry grow into what it is now. And you got to give it up to the golden era guys that came here. And you can just envision now Schwarzenegger, Franco Columbu, when they weren't at Gold's Gym show you the old Gold's Gym later. They were here pumping iron before the movie Pumping Iron. And this commercialized everything, and it's still here to this day. So I just can't wait to work out here, be a part of it. So let's try it out. And, even though the equipment looks a bit weathered, it's still an amazing gym. Cool. Unfortunately, some of my footage didn't record the audio because something went wrong with my mic. But it gives me an interesting opportunity to put in some, feedback after my video's been recorded and after I've experienced the gym itself. So I'll be talking about workout number 2, which was on a Sunday later. But right now, we'll go through this workout. This was my first day in Venice. I had just actually landed, believe it or not, and went straight to the beach after no sleep and a 8-hour flight, including layovers. So this is me pulling down on the lat pull down. I really like that extension I was using, and those are my feet. And this is another pull down machine that I really enjoyed. I was going super light this day because actually I'm probably in better shape than the first day because my diet was on point up until this day, but I was exhausted. So we went really low weight and we just focused on the pump and feeling the machines. I enjoyed this workout. It was very short. It was very warm and I was very tired, but I could say getting the feel for the equipment on this day was, enough to make me know that this actual gym was worthwhile. And I could envision being there with Arnold and the greats. And I think that's the purpose of this video. Not so much as, go there and expect a phenomenal gym. It is a good gym, but go there and expect to feel the vibe that these old school guys did have. And the truth is that it's not the old school anymore. It's new school. We don't have that community at Muscle Beach, although I did see a little sense of it. Muscle Beach is a different place now. That said, you can relive the vibe, and just being there with the souvenirs, with the tacky shops, with the pictures, with the plaques on the wall, with all the tributes to all the great bodybuilders, you can feel like you were there. You can listen to the stories about Santa Monica's pier and how that was the original Muscle Beach and this Muscle Beach, and you can just work out and just envision it. And there are a lot of people there, I think, who are going through the same mental process you are. Tourists that are there without their shirts. Both days I was there were a ton of people and it was a very fun place to be. So, it's got, I'll talk more about the gym later, but this is the gym. The scope of it is beautiful. You guys, I recommend it highly. Again, a 5 out of 5. I'll say that throughout this video. Well worth going. This is where it all started. Joe Gold's opens up Gold's Gym, the pinnacle of bodybuilding. I mean, I've heard it had no showers. I heard it was terrible, but they loved it. Joe made something out of it. And, if you watch Pumping Iron, you'll see it. This is totally historic. So I had to stop here, end the video here, and say what a historic tour of Muscle Beach. I'm going to piece this all together. So if you're ever down here, make sure you come see it. It's still here, just chilling, hanging out. That's it for me. Loved it today. This is my Sunday workout, so let's just talk about the vibe. The ambiance was great. Bodybuilders were there that day, about 6 or 7 competitive bodybuilders, some social media influencers, and just some people working out. Now the equipment is awesome. This lat pull down has a sticking point at 220 because I think it's glued. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. The shoulder press is great. The chest press is great. They have an awesome back lateral pull down, and they also have a vertical pull down and a horizontal pull that's absolutely great. I love everything here. The indoor facility you'll see soon has a whole bunch of dumbbells and plenty enough weight for anyone. So I give this gym a 5 out of 5. Recommend it. Go check it out. Okay, so just a little history lesson. We are here at Santa Monica. The original Muscle Beach was here in the 1930s before it was moved over to Venice Beach where we were. And as mentioned earlier, we had guys like Jack LaLanne, Joe Gold, many stories about the athletes that would come here. They were strength athletes, they were gymnasts. However, the township of Santa Monica didn't quite see the value in it, so they moved it over to Venice Beach, which is a little bit more grounded and I guess more California-like. So I think it's perfect that this demographic started, the trend started over at Venice Beach and grew from Venice with Arnold and the golden era. And you can just think about how everything went mainstream from there, starting here. And who would have thought that such a small, niche little group would create a gigantic industry, and people, in 2026 would stop drinking as much and start working out more, and we'd have brands like Gymshark and young LA taking over and people really getting into fitness, you know, notably because of the pioneers of this sport who were here out in California. So yeah, as you can see to my right, that is the original Muscle Beach and just part of the history here. Fortunately, we got some shots of this pretty empty Muscle Beach so you get a look at how it feels. I'm going to just end this video by saying this is a must-do if you're in California and you're a bodybuilding fan. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Much love.